Good morning, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And it's Monday, so I'm here with my friend and co-host, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur, tech diva. I'm Terralina, California Cover-Ups. We are the Biz Chicks. And it's time for coffee, tea, thoughts, and conversations with the Biz Chicks. We just want you to relax, sit back, hydrate with your favorite drink. I've got my water here. Yours may be coffee or tea or juice, whatever it is that you're doing this morning. We hope you're enjoying it. We want you to relax, be a part of the conversation, and we're going to get started this morning. Hi, Fran. How you doing? How's everybody in Clubhouse?
Hey, everybody over Clubhouse, YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, aka Twitter. We want to welcome you. Today is going to be a really interesting conversation. And what I would like you all to do, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the like button.
Yes.
as you know, if something resonates with you, give us a thumbs up over there. Be sure to hit the bell icon so that you get notified whenever we are live. Okay, so this is bizchicks.live, and so make sure that you are subscribed. Okay, so today's conversation is all about Bob. You know, what's your Bob? And we can talk about a lot of different things, but what is your Bob? And people are probably wondering, well, what is Bob? Bob is your bundle of beliefs. We all have beliefs, and our beliefs are what drives our behavior. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit. We're going to talk about what's your Bob, and what you can do to deal with your Bob.
Okay.
Right. So a couple of people I have been listening to here lately. One of them was Deshaun Irvin. He did a message as you believe, which is where we're going to be taking most of our content from. Then I was listening to Brian Tracy, and he talked about a bundle of beliefs. And when I thought about the bundle of beliefs, I thought about this bundle of all this whole thing where my entire world is shaped based on all of my beliefs, good or bad. They're all bundled together, jumbled up together. And what I believe is driving the results that I'm getting. I was like, oh my gosh. So I thought, well, since I thought it was thought provoking, we thought it would be thought provoking for you as well. So we're dealing with the bundle of beliefs, what you can do about them. So to start it all off, in the video that we watched, and I can put the link if you're interested in there, just let us know. Hey, put it in a comment, like I'd like to get a copy of that video, and we will put the link. Only if you ask, though. You got to ask for it. So as you believe, two voices. There are two voices. Two voices. One is the historian voice. It's that voice that questions everything you dream or everything that you imagine. You get ready to do something, and it comes up with, well, you tried that before and it didn't work. Well, you know what they say on the news, and you know this, and you know that, and you know this, and you know that. And just questioning everything that you get an idea for a new business, you get an idea for a new product or a new course, you have an idea of doing something, and there's that one voice that just is right there. Are you sure you want to do that? Statistics say, and on and on and on. It is that voice that questions your every move, when you're moving forward, when you are looking to do better. It's that voice that questions.
I
Terry,
have a,
go
I have
ahead.
a question. So, has anyone ever experienced that voice that makes them question what's really going on?
Right. And we have some people over here in the, I see people online live, and I see, let's see who's in the chat.
Oh,
Hey,
well,
Anna.
Aunt, she says she wants the video.
Okay, Anna, I will definitely make sure that you get it. So,
And she's got a comment here. She says,
yeah.
that one voice that just tries to keep you safe from changing anything, sometimes you got to veto that voice. That's
Yeah.
true, Anna. I saw your story up on Facebook. I just wanted to say that, Anna. But yeah, you looked gorgeous, girl. But yeah, I like that idea that it's subtle, isn't it?
It's
The
very,
voice,
very subtle.
the voice of dissuasion is very subtle.
It's very authoritative. It's the one that, you know,
You mean it overrides others?
it's the authoritative voice, the teacher, the doctor, all of the ones that make sense.
Oh, the people that you love and respect.
Yes. And they mean well. It comes there, that voice comes through their voice is best way to say that. And they mean well. Not to say that they don't want, just like Anna says, it's that voice that keep trying to keep you safe. If you don't change anything, we just stay right here in the boat, we'll be all good.
Go to school and get an education. It might be risky to be an actor. Go to school, right. Get an education because this, that, and the other. You can always make a living. Because
make sure you have something to fall back on. And then Anna says it's that voice that sounds a lot like doubt, fear of change, your inner critic.
Yes.
It's Hilda or somebody in there that's keep trying to keep you in position.
That's that fallback plan.
Yeah. You got to have something. Sometimes we might need to take the safety net off.
And I have a saying that I always use, a girl's got to have options. Okay. Maybe that's a fallback. Maybe I don't need any options. Maybe I just need to be focused on that thing.
Right. Because if you have a fallback, then you
got a plan for failure.
Yeah. Because you have something that, I don't have to put all in on this because I have a safety net. I got a fallback. I have a something else. Anna says she has a friend who says her mind is a rough neighborhood to hang out in alone sometimes. And if it,
that is a great way to express it.
That is excellent because all of us there's neighborhoods that we should not be hanging out in our minds.
And I just got this visual, Anna, of someone running through a maze in their neighborhood and all these little different things popping up, almost like a gumball machine. Hey, did you think about this? Hey, do you have enough?
While you're running on your way to your dream. And you got all these things, little sinister characters popping up. You sure you want to go down that road?
You know what I mean?
And she said that's Liana Chauli's quote about the friend who
hanging out
is a rough neighborhood. So
I love it.
So we're talking about the bundle of beliefs. What is your Bob? What is your bundle of beliefs? And part of that whole situation that we're dealing with, the bundle of beliefs, we talked about the historian voice. It's that voice that questions you in everything. Then there's a second voice, and that's the voice that whispers, you can do this. You can, God gave you the potential. He
Here's
put it
that
in
bright
you.
idea. Yeah.
It's the voice that says you can make this, you can do this. And it's almost like having the angel and
Remember
the
the
devil on the
cartoon?
shoulder. Yeah, on your shoulders. One of them is like, nah, you really don't want to do that. And then
And
there's
it's
the one that says, you can do this.
yes, I
You
love this
really can.
because we say this all the time, Anna. When you get Biz Chicks, you get a cheerleader and a coach. Yeah, it's your cheerleader voice. Mm-hmm.
And the coach's voice is telling you, you can, come on, you can do this.
Do more.
You can do more. One more push-up, one more, just one more. And then after you do that one more, you got one more in you. Come on, you can do it. And it's the other voice. It's like, oh, you ain't got to do all that. Let's go after school and just go hang out at the mall, or let's go do something. So that's the other voice. But this second voice is the one that whispers, you can do it. You can make it happen. And and you have the potential. The greatness is within you. Mm-hmm. And that's the voice that we need to feed. So when we're talking about that, there are two ways that beliefs are formed. The first way is by repetition, by you hearing something over and over and over and over. We heard the song on the radio, and it gets stuck in your head, and it's just in there. And then you're
my
like,
girl, talking about my girl, my girl. So everybody knows the words. Like, it comes on, and the whole room just lights up.
Because it is been on repeat. And it's on, so that repetition, that is why your environment is so very important. The environment where you hang, who you hang with, whatever it was that whatever environment is, your environment is going to determine where you're going. It's your environment. It's the repetition. What did you hear from a child as you were growing up? Oh, okay, we heard the story about get a good job and all of that. But there were other things that were repeated to you over and over.
Oh, girl, look at this. Clean your plate, because little kids in Africa don't have nothing to eat. And you need to be grateful. And you need to clean that plate. Plate stacked to here, girl, because they fed you like you were a farmhand. Okay.
And to this day, we picked up a habit and a belief that we are wasting money, or we are being wasteful if we don't. Okay, we are being wasteful. Your waist is now full, and your waist, you can't get them in the pants or in the skirt because you're wasteful, because we had the belief that we're being wasteful if we left anything on the plate.
Not only that, that was a sign of prosperity, because when you came from people who had scarcity, the ability to put more on the plate was a symbol of prosperity. So they said, you need to be grateful. Da, 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 da. And next thing you know.
And that was the belief system that was ingrained, especially if your parents or you or people you knew came up in 1932.
Exactly.
In that era when there was scarcity. And all of a sudden you now you're hoarding and holding on to things. So your environment plays a really big part in your belief system. The second way beliefs are formed are through emotional sudden impact. Everybody has a backstory. There in the video, he made reference to the people who are hoarders or the 600-pound life. The backstory is something traumatic probably has happened where the person is hoarding and holding on. There's a reason why they believe that they need to hold on to this. And it's more than likely an emotional sudden impact has occurred. It could have been a death in a family, separation, divorce. It could have been something very traumatic. and now we're holding on to this. I see in here in Sacramento, there are pockets of places where
Oh
the
my gosh.
people who are unsheltered have gathered. Now, I'm thinking to myself, if I'm unsheltered, I'm traveling light. I'm traveling with the least amount of stuff that I can take so that I can go. If I need to get into a shelter, I have just the essential. The people that I've seen have baskets. They have stereos on baskets. They have a bunch of stuff, and it's
Trash. In some cases, it's stuff they pick through
what,
and
and
just
it's
collected
things,
stuff.
but they believe that it is something of value to them, and so they keep it and hold on to it. And others are looking at it like, why not let that go? But because there's some kind of emotional sudden impact, which caused, I believe that is not necessarily how they want to be in life, but there's something was triggered. And if you try to help, sometimes they're like, no, I like living outside.
Or I'm not going inside because I can't bring these items with me. You know, we run a church in an area where there are a lot of unsheltered people, and we have to provide space for them to park their carts where they will be guarded, so they will come in to service.
Right. And their church service has been set up for people to meet them where they are.
Exactly.
And so two ways beliefs are formed: repetition and emotional sudden impact. What's the backstory? So we
Anna's
talk
got
about
some stories over here too.
Go ahead.
Okay. She says here, both my grandmothers survived raising a family through the Great Depression. Yeah, mine too. And I learned a lot of good things from my grandmother. Let's see here. She says, it's the grabbing of things in case they can't get a chance to get those things again. Scarcity. Yes, it's a poverty mindset. And Karen, still accumulating stuff as stuff is their protection and or lack. And I agree, but you know what else, guys? We are accumulating stuff too, all the time. It says, let go of the extra baggage and travel light. And Fran, I didn't experience this until, remember I think it was, a couple of years ago, I got stuck without any luggage. And I went to my brother's, and I stayed for my brother. And from there my brother lives in Pennsylvania. And from there I went to Texas to visit my daughter. And I think I was on the road for 2 or 3 months. And all I had was what was in my purse and the clothes I had on my back when I arrived in Pennsylvania. But everything was provided. Everything was provided. I wonder what it would look like if I cleaned out my closet. That would be some Instagram stuff, wouldn't it? Teachable moments. Teachable. We'll go in there. We're going to take everything out this closet.
Well, and here's the thing. Our beliefs drive our behavior. And just like Anna and Karen were talking, we are people grab and hold on to things because they believe that if they let it go, they're not going to get it again. If I don't, I got to hold on to it. I got to hold on to it because I'm not going to get it. I can't put $1 in because I'm not going to get this $1 back. And that's a belief in a mindset that comes from, and it could be we're talking about your environment. Where did you grow up? So your household where you grew up may have started a mindset, but who you hang with and the place that you hang out is continuing a mindset, or maybe it shifted a mindset.
Or contributing to it, yeah.
Correct. So our beliefs are driving our behavior. Mark said, beliefs not only drive your behavior, they create your reality. Believing is seeing. Thank you, Mark. That is really, really good.
Because
Anna
what you
said,
believe is going to come to be.
right. And Anna said, God takes care of the sparrow and he'll take care of you. If you believe that he will. See, that's the thing. It's you're believing. So our beliefs drive our behavior. And then it's in on in the video, it talks about everything we do in life is a belief that this is the best thing for me right now, even if it is not right. That's what's happening with the people that we see that are unsheltered. They believe it is the best thing for them right now. Whatever you are doing and experiencing, you believe it's the right thing for you right now. Everything, every one of us, whatever we're doing right now, we believe this is the right thing for us right now, even if it's not right.
Or else
Like,
we wouldn't do it, right?
or
If we didn't think
okay,
it was in our best interest, if we didn't believe it was in our best interest, more than likely we would not make that decision to do it.
correct. Even if it isn't in our best interest, we believe that what I'm doing, like, you know what, I'm okay. I'm gonna eat this piece of cake right now. I'm gonna eat 2 pieces of this cake, even though we know better. Our belief is something. Our underlying belief is driving that behavior. Something that we believe. So there's this, everyone in here, most of the people listening live and on the replay, they want to be wealthy and well off, right? But many times you hear the little story of, people who get a lot of money, they got it by hooking and crooking, by stealing from somebody, stepping on the little person, and that's how they got rich.
Type
And
stuff.
they just got rich, and that Apple company and this person and these people right here, they're all rich, and they got it by stepping on the little guy. If you believe that, that's counterproductive to you. Now, when you are trying to build your business, you can only go so far because you don't want to be associated with them greedy people. Even though,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
So now you want to be wealthy, but you despise the wealthy. So how is that going to work? Your underlying belief is going to cancel out you going to another level. You can't get to that other level because your belief system says, if I do this, I'm going to be like them other greedy people.
That group,
the greedy group. When the other people may not be greedy, they just were better managers of their money, and they invested their money well, and they do contribute to charities and things of that nature.
They had a purpose for the money.
Right. And so, and Karen, while we're on this point, then we go back to Mark's point.
Well, we're going to start with Karen.
I'm going to start with Mark.
Beliefs.
I'm going to start with Karen first. She also said that's why they can't charge what you're worth. You can't charge what you're worth because you don't believe deep down you can go there because you feel like you're being greedy. Thank you, Anna. So we have Anna says her older brother lived under a bridge in Vegas for a while. Choices were made. Yes, they were. Yeah. And Mark says this is why. The Karen.
We didn't start with Karen. Okay. Karen said mine used to be needles. Why? Once I lost my embroidery needle and I couldn't get my project done. And this at the time was once part of my identity and the system I'd established. So she was concerned about losing her needles. Now, Anna says
her brother used to live under the bridge and choices were made. So Mark says this is why success hit Mark. This is why success is a product of conditioning. It is the alignment of thoughts, words, actions with, Mark is wanting to say something over here. Mark, you want to jump in on Clubhouse? I'm letting you in over there. And TJ's over there too. Hey, Mark, you want to go ahead?
How you doing, Clubhouse?
Mark, you want to weigh in, or you want me to read your comment?
Either way, whatever works for you.
We'd love to hear your voice.
I just wanted to say that this is something that people do not truly, that many people do not truly comprehend, which is why I've told the story before about how I had a client that was going to work with people that had been formerly incarcerated.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things in the business model was they were going to become part owners of the business so that they could financially succeed. And one of the things I was trying to instill in her is that people think that the issues for people who have been stricken with poverty or who have, been imprisoned, etc., that it's about money and opportunity. That's not all that it's about, because it's also about the belief and the consciousness. If you could give someone a ton of money, and if they don't have the consciousness to feel deserving of that money and to receive the money, they will lose the money, because you will never go beyond the belief of who you think you are. Like, you will never go beyond the story of who you are until you change the story. So it requires, in cases like that, to get people to a place where they know that they are deserving of that which they are earning. This is why so many people who win the lottery go bankrupt, because they don't have the consciousness to receive the wealth.
Yep. Yes.
Wow. And we know someone who just went through that. Mm-hmm.
Right. And his further comment here says, this is why success is a product of conditioning. It's the alignment of thought, words, action with a specific intention. If your beliefs are in contradiction with your intention, you will never succeed. And that brings me to the next point. That behavior, our beliefs drive our behavior. Then our behavior leads to results, specific results, because you want to pray it away, do something else, but you are doing the things, the cause and effect. You do this. If I step off the curb and a car is coming, the likelihood of me getting hit is going to be really good.
Okay.
It's a cause and effect. Hey, Dr. Tachi, it is a cause and effect. What I'm doing, it has nothing to do with anything else. We want miracles and do these other things, wave a magic wand, and it's going to be okay. But if I'm doing the thing that's causing the mishap, if I'm causing the sabotage because of my underlying belief, and I'm calling this the self-sabotage syndrome, I'm causing the self-sabotage because of something that is like way underneath, and it's a very underlying belief system, and I haven't identified it. And like Mark says, you will never outperform your own self-image. I love what he says, that until you change that story, this is what you get. You are the cause. Your life is the effects. Your sponsoring thoughts, beliefs will become your life experience.
Yep, because your life is going to follow what you believe, because you're going to do what you believe in. Right. You're going to act it out.
And so you don't get what you want in life. You get what you believe. I was like, oh, because technically it's true. I don't get what I want. I get what I believe. And if I don't believe that I really deserve that, I'm not going to have it. I was like, man. And there are competing commitments. The commitments are competing. Yes, I want this, but there's another thought. that
And
says
that's what
you can't
Coach
have that.
Karen and Coach Karen says, and most of us know we're doing it, but we feel it's too hard to change.
Right. Like healthy. I can be healthy, fit, and trim. I'll keep wanting it and keep saying it. And I start a plan, and then something happens to that plan because do I really believe that it will work
That
for
it's
me?
possible. Yes.
For me. For me.
Exactly. Isn't
I've
it
seen-
amazing how we can be so confident for others?
Mhm.
And I think it's because each of us has our background story going, and we don't know the other person's background story, so we can speak confidence into them.
Right.
And I think that's why the word says encourage yourself. Encourage themselves.
Right. And that means, and to encourage yourself, you're going to need to get around a different group of people. This is the fix for your bundle of belief. For your Bob, this is your fix. Get around. You're going to need to change your environment. If something is broken and needs to be fixed, you're going to need to get around, okay, you need to go to a good mechanic. You can't keep going to Sideshow Joe and have him work on your stuff.
What is this? Change mechanic. Oh, okay.
Mark says there is a huge bridge that must be crossed between wanting and knowing. When you simply want, you simply get more to validate the wanting. Need merely attracts more need. So we, in order to address this bundle of beliefs, the ones that are some part of the beliefs are spot on and they're doing and they're performing the way we want, but then there are the other ones that are leading into not so good ways, and we're having schizophrenic success because one end I'm going this way and then all of a sudden it snaps me back, and so I'm really not moving, because my belief systems are all over the place. And so we are looking to improve that by changing our environment, getting better information, and hanging around a coach and a cheerleader that says, yes, you can do it. Give me one more push-up. Yes, you can do it. Run one more lap. I remember when I was playing softball. Okay, run them lights. I was like, dang it, because it was a row of lights, that was going around the park. And so I run the lights. Okay. Run the lights. Give me one more lap. And you're like, okay. But if I wanted the results, I needed to comply, and I needed to believe that running them lights was going to help me. So what you believe will always trump what you say. What you believe is always going to override what you say. So I need to change. I like Mark's thing again about changing the story. I need to change the story. I need to get around people who are going to help me push the belief system that I want. I have to, when a person is recovering, we have a program called the Overcomers Program at our church, where it helps people who have had challenges with substance abuse. And the one rule that they have is that you cannot go back into the environment that you came out of. Until you can, you are sequestered to the program for a long period of time. I think it's 3 months before you can even have contact with your family, because they don't want you. They're trying to break.
They're trying to prevent the traumatization. You know what I mean? Maybe that triggers. Someone said to you, "You always be like so and so," or da 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 da. You'll never be this or that.
They were breaking the link, breaking the whatever it was that is causing you to still do that. You have to sever that connection, the supply line,
long enough for you to get enough information to combat those beliefs.
Right. And some people can never go back to the environment, can never go back to the neighborhood, can never go back because it will pull them back into the situation. And are you willing to do that? Willing not to be around your old friends again, because maybe they were not good for you. that the information that was being fed to you or that you were seeing. And see, here's the thing: the books you read, the audios that you listen to, podcasts that you listen to, the movies that we watch, all of the blogs that we read, all of this stuff is feeding our
belief.
And Karen says, see, that's why I keep telling people, stop saying I'm doing this for my kids, husband, etc. Do it for you. Full up you, then you'll know how you can help other people.
She says, and she goes on to say,
I know this because I had tried doing for others, moving me to the back, and I saw those results. By you putting everybody else, you don't get no rest. You are not and you all tired and wore out and stuff, and they just happy and fat and going on. And Karen was a wonderful woman, but you never went to the front of your own line.
Exactly. And
now, Alfredo, go ahead.
Alfredo says, my story is changing, and I will not let anyone hinder me from my goal.
I'm changing my story.
One of the reasons that this happens in my experience is because people have forgotten who they are. You start adapting
you really do.
A story that's based on an assumption, a false story that you adapt that becomes your truth. So when I'm working with people, the first thing that I do is go through their life in terms of their greatest achievements and the skills and characteristics that enabled them to achieve that, because those skills are still with them. And if anything, they're more seasoned because they're older. They've been seasoned with wisdom. And the obstacles that people face now are, in truth, no greater than the ones that they faced and passed and surpassed in earlier times in their life. So part of it is remembering who you are so that your story can be anchored in truth and not in this fictional version that you have adapted.
Very nicely stated, Mark. Very nicely stated.
I love that, Mark, because the other thing we have to remember is we're being raised by people who were influenced by fictitious stories like Father Knows Best, Ozzie and Harriet, these quote unquote ideal families, Mayberry, USA. There's some things that just don't actually work like that every day. Okay. But yet they're part of our so-called belief system because we saw it repetitively. Remember, you said beliefs come from repetition. Watching something over and over and over again makes us think this is what our lives should look like. And we begin to lose our identity. Or someone says, I want you to be like this. You have a partner that keeps changing and moving the goal or asking you to be something that you weren't when they met you and loved you and but now they want you to, I don't know, whatever. And one day you look up and you look in the mirror and say, well, where am I? Who is this person? I don't even recognize myself anymore because I have morphed so much trying to stay in relationship with these people.
That's why I like Mark saying you need to discover who you are.
Yes.
One of our workshops we talk about, it's a discovery workshop. Who are you really? I mean, because do you really like Spumoni ice cream? Really? Or do you like it because somebody told you to like it? So you got to discover who you are. And I would really strongly encourage you to either reach out to Mark or Coach Karen or somebody that can help you discover who you are so that you can get on the right path. If you don't feel like you are on the right path. If you are, then we admonish you to help someone else find their path, if that's part of what you're supposed to be doing. But, you need a cheerleader and you need a coach, and you need somebody that's going to help you if you can't see your way to do it. What we are talking about today is just a little snippet because it goes so much deeper, and part of the fix will be you need to become aware of what you believe. I need to become aware of what I believe. What do I really believe? And Coach Karen, it calls them sometimes little sneaky fears. Why am I not doing because there's somewhere in the back of my mind, I don't feel like this is going to work or what have you. I need to understand and I need to become aware. And I think awareness is the first step to dealing with what you believe and about your Bob, your bundle of belief is becoming aware of what that is. And so Dr. Tachi's in the house and TJ's over here in the house too. They both being quiet. Do you all want to weigh in on something?
Yo, I'm just taking everything in. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
TJ, are you wanting to jump in? TJ probably working on her stuff for tomorrow. She's going to be bringing us some really good information.
Yeah, I'm working on some stuff for tomorrow. Just listening.
All right. Thank you so much. See, that's the cool thing about Clubhouse or YouTube or something. You can just listen in. And we want to say thank you to everybody who's listening live and on the replay. You could have been anywhere else in the planet, but you are here. And we trust that you have gotten something out of the conversation today. What is your Bob and what you can do about it? To recap, your Bob, your beliefs, your bundle of beliefs, two ways beliefs are, formed: repetition and emotional sudden impact. There's the two voices that are talking to you. One that says, "Oh, you'll never make it." Remember Glump in Gulliver's Travels? He needed to be so off that boat. And then there's the other voice that says, yes, we can do it. Let's go with the yes, you can do it. And let's see the potential that's already in you. The thing that you've been called to do, or the thing that you desire to do, that first thing that you've always dreamed about, that's in you. And you can still reach that potential. You can still do that, but you have to believe. And your belief is your belief is predicated on your environment.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking about, and who are you thinking, and why are you thinking?
What was I thinking?
Yes.
Oh,
and Mark says, I would also suggest that you examine the evidence. What does the evidence say are your beliefs? Are the beliefs that you profess evidenced in your life experience? Thank you so much, Mark. We're going to have you come on and do a workshop. I'm serious. A Biz Chicks workshop. We'll do it live on YouTube. And Mark will reach out if you're up for doing that. I think it would be of benefit. It could be a 30-minute, an hour, but something where people, that could be one of our discovery workshops, and we just do it all online instead of in person. Mm-hmm. Nice. Mm-hmm. So Mark, let's talk about that offline. But we want to say thank you. This conversation needs to be had every once in a while. And I was like, man, I need to work on my beliefs. What are the things that I'm getting in my life right now? Everything I believe. So I needed to go back and check my belief systems. I'm like, I need to work on that part. What's my Bob? What's my bundle of belief? Mm-hmm. Thank you for tuning in. If you have not already subscribed, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the like on the YouTube or the little like icon on there if this is a good conversation for you, and hit the bell icon so that you can be notified whenever we are going live again.
Exactly.
So this conversation is over on YouTube. I will be sending a copy of the link for anybody. We got this topic from a YouTube that we watched from a good friend of ours, And if you want a link to that, you just need to put it in the chat. Tell us that you want the link, and we will message you the link. And Coach Karen says, bye, everyone. Nice contribution, Mark. So that is our conversation for today. Terry, is there anything you wanted to add?
Yeah, I just want to say, if you're interested in becoming a part of our BizChick community, you can text BIZ to 33777. We'd love for you to be a part. Also, remember that we're here tomorrow with Terry
Coach
Johnson
TJ.
Online Everywhere. She's going to be talking about marketing, digital marketing strategies. And so be sure to come, pencil and paper in hand. And remember, we look forward to talking to you every day. This time, we'll see you soon. Have a great day. And remember to go to the front of your own line. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody. We appreciate you.